Welcome back to Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like, get involved in the comment section down below. We're here today to talk about Ollie Watkins again because we did his reaction to his interview on international duty a couple of days ago, and I was thoroughly impressed with what he had to say, his application, his hunger to succeed. And now I'm here reacting to his performance against Australia, which was very, very encouraging, which was a really good performance. He started the game, which I didn't see happening. And I was listening to the radio on Friday, and I was hearing what Southgate had to say, and he was basically setting a challenge for all of the players that played in the game yesterday. He was sort of saying that, you know, this is your opportunity, this is your chance to stake a claim in the starting lineup, to get in my thinking, to show me what you're all about. And he gave certain players an opportunity to play, and Ollie Watkins was one of them. And for me, before the game, I just had that feeling. I just really wanted him to show Southgate more than anything, and show the England fans and just whoever watches that Ollie Watkins is a really good player and he offers something completely different. And I think it was just great to see, and for Watkins to showcase what he was all about. We saw Watkins's game in that match against Australia. We saw him stretching the defence. We saw him pulling defenders out wide. We saw him running in behind. His hold-up play, I thought, was absolutely brilliant, and that's one of his downfalls in a Villa shirt. I think sometimes his touch evades him, but I thought that was fantastic. His link up with Grealish, I mean, we've seen it before. We know what that link up's like, and the link up was really good. So it was great to see that. And I just think it was a brilliant, brilliant performance from Watkins. And for me, coming off the back of watching it, he couldn't have done anything else. He couldn't have done anything more. And I think that was just fantastic to see, really. It's great to see Villa players in an England shirt. And he had opportunities, and he could have had a hat-trick. He could have had a hat-trick. His first chance he had, Conor Gallagher crossed it, drilled it. It went between two defenders and fell to Watkins, and he just couldn't sort his feet out. I think it was just one of them where it just came at him so fast and he just couldn't sort his feet out. The next one, he rounded the keeper and, you know, he took it away from goal, and then he sort of crossed it back across goal and it hit the post. So very unlucky with that. And then he followed up a Grealish shot, and for me, those are great goals to get those tap-ins. If you know, every player wants to score great goals, but it's the tap-ins that just keep the goals ticking over. And, you know, tap-ins are just so easy, but so difficult for strikers to get on the end of at times as well, when, you know, they're fizzed across goal. And he's had a couple of those so far this season as well, and sort of not got on the end of them. So the fact that he got on the end of this was brilliant. So he leaves that pitch just doing everything that he possibly could have done, showcased his game, and I was just really, really happy with it. He spoke after the game as well, and I just want to touch on the points from this interview as well. And again, it's like another good interview. I just enjoy listening to Watkins speak, to be fair. So he spoke about Unai Emery, and I just want to touch on something else as well. The fact that every single Villa player talks about Unai Emery improving their game, top level coaching, and these players haven't had this level of coaching before. So they're all talking about it. We're hearing John McGinn last week talking about the coaching and how Unai has catapulted his game, and how meticulous Unai is. And now we're hearing Ollie Watkins saying the same thing. So this is what Watkins said after the game against Australia. So asked how he felt on his England setup following his return to the England squad, he said that I think my mindset has changed since the boss came in, Unai Emery at Villa. He's filled me with a lot of confidence. I've definitely improved in these last 18 months since I was last in the England camp. I think it shows in my form and my performance here. I'm so happy and delighted to be back in the squad and putting on an England shirt. I envisaged it playing and scoring against Australia. I was itching to get on the pitch, so I'm delighted I got my goal and helped the team to the win. And then speaking about Harry Kane and what Kane and how they differ, he has said, I think I've got completely different playing style to Harry. He can drop deep and play some unbelievable long passes. That's not my game. I can't do that. My strengths are running in behind and stretching them. So I can only do what I can do. When I put on the shirt, I'll try and do the best I can for my country. And then it's the manager's decision. So again, I think it sort of ties in with what Southgate was talking about before the game. Southgate wanted players to step up and take their opportunity and show what they're all about. Has Ollie Watkins done that? Yes, he has. So for me now, all I hope for, and I spoke about this on the live stream, as long as Ollie Watkins continues to score goals for Aston Villa, it is too difficult for Southgate to ignore him. Because one, he's now showed that he can step up. He showed that he can take his game on the international stage. And then he's just got to continue his club form. For me, Ollie Watkins, outside of Harry Kane, because Kane now plays in the Bundesliga, Ollie Watkins is the best English centre-forward currently playing in the Premier League. I think Watkins offers something completely different to any other striker. Tony currently isn't playing football. Wilson, injury prone, I think is a good finisher. Is he a better finisher than Watkins? Possibly. But Wilson can't do what Ollie Watkins can do. And if we're looking for that next answer to Harry Kane, you don't want a like-for-like striker. You want somebody that's completely different. Now, Ollie Watkins coming on in international games on the big stage with 10, 15, 20 minutes to go, he's perfect. He's perfect to stretch opposition back lines, continue to run, presses very, very well, presses from the front. I would say that he's the best striker that can press from the front that England have got. I think he's better than Harry Kane at that. So I'm really, really impressed. And as long as the goals continue for Villa, he'll be in that European squad for the Euros. So I'll still stick with it. I think he's going to get close to 20 goals this season. He's already on 4 goals in 8 games. So if we can get to January and he's on 10, 11, 12, then I imagine he'll get to that 20. You've got to break them goals down in stages. So 4 goals in 8 isn't a bad return. If we have a look at some of his stats so far this season, we've got 73 minutes played for England. We've got 1 successful dribble attempt, 64% passing accuracy. We've got 1 of 4 ground duels won, 1 of 3 aerial duels won. We have got the goal as well. So top stuff from Watkins. And then I just want to show you where we are sort of in the Premier League this season. So we've got Jared Bowen's England's top goal scorer with 5. We've got Saka with 4, and we've got Watkins with 4. I think Wilson's on 4 as well. So Callum Wilson's on 4. But this is where it gets interesting. This is where we start to read the bigger picture on Ollie Watkins. So as we can see here, we've got the XG. So Ollie Watkins has got an XG of 3.67 so far this season. So with his 4 goals, he's currently outscoring his XG. So we've got this again. Let's start reading the bigger picture. So goal involvements, Ollie Watkins has got 4 assists this season as well. So if we start to look at the numbers combined, we've start to get sort of 4 goals, 4 assists. So again, we're starting to see that in his game as well. So that's just adding to the bigger picture. So goals and assists so far this season. Haaland has got 9. Watkins has got 8. Maddison's got 7. So out of the English players currently in the Premier League, Watkins has got the most goal involvements across the whole of the English players in the Premier League. So again, that's sort of merging for Ollie Watkins to be sort of one of the best players that are English in the Premier League at the minute with his goal involvement. So yeah, it's just great stuff. Absolutely buzzing. I think it's fantastic that we've got a striker that's playing for England and leading the line. And yes, it was only a friendly, but you know, you can only do what's put in front of you. And I'm just really enjoying Ollie Watkins. I'm enjoying Ollie Watkins under Unai Emery. I think Watkins' mindset has changed somewhat now. I really think he's starting to talk like a top bracket striker, which is really good as well. And he's just always got that hunger. He's down to earth. He's a model pro and absolutely fantastic. So long may it continue. I think it's important that we praise our players when they are doing well, because no one else will. So why don't we? So yeah, so that's my little roundup on Ollie Watkins. Absolutely fantastic. Think he's brilliant. Up the Villa.